Welcome back to Four Faces. We're going to talk about that horrible situation out there in Brooklyn, Sunrise Park. But I don't want to talk about what you heard already, right? I mean, you could always go check the news and find out that it was a horrible situation, right? We know that over 10 people got shot. Some people was in serious condition. Some people got shot in the legs. Some people got shot vitally, which they call shrapnel. So that's all out there already, right? I want to talk about the issue here. There's an issue here that no one wants to talk about, or very few people want to talk about it, but there was a failure here. And it's kind of people might say, well, this is an afterthought, after the sight. It's really not, because think about it. And here's the one I want to make the point. New York City have thousands and thousands of cops. They have one of the largest police force in the United States of America. I hope everybody know that. And they got a lot of equipment. Some of the equipment rise to the point of actually almost military equipment. Now, I say that to say, if people called the police department and they was notifying them that, guess what? There's a shooter and he's shooting multiple people. Mind you, they getting this report. The police department is getting this report. Oh, there's this guy. It's a mass shooting going on. Mass shooting going on in the subway. Okay, great. Where the guy going to go? He's not going to run. He's not going to get off the train and start running on the tracks, right? That ain't going to happen, because in his mind, he probably thinking, he might get hit by a train. So more likely, he's not going to be running on the tracks, right? And it comes to find out he didn't do that. So the only thing for him to do is, his only escape really is to do what? Leave the subway station. With that being said, and the police department knowing that the only way he's going to escape is through the subway, there's not that many exits at Sunrise Park, which means that the first thing that a police department that mind you, have a total budget of almost $1 billion per year, with all the type of military graded, equipment that they have. The first thing you want to do is an aerial visualization. You want to send helicopters, you want to send drones, because he's going to be on foot. There's no other way for him to go. He's got to be on foot. Now you say, well, he could jump in the car. No, he can't jump in the car. If you know that area, Sunrise Park, he's not going to just be parking his car and jump in his car and leave. No, he's not going to do that. That's number one. The second thing is, by having that, you can have a better possibility of tracking where this guy is. Because let's face it, they asked the head of police. She said, well, the commissioner, she said, well, they asked her, what about the cameras in the subway? What about those? Well, what she said? Oh, we're looking into it. She knew right away that those cameras was not working. She knew that. I don't know why. She said, oh, we're looking into it. She knew those cameras wasn't working. Those cameras are inoperable. She knew it. It was a joke for her to even pretend like, oh yeah, we're going to look into that. She knew it wasn't working, right? So now you got no video footage inside the subway. But what about aerial footage from above, right? They should have some type of way of enacting a situation such as this. This is a perfect situation, rather, where you can send some type of aerial visual, of what's going on in the area, rather than depending on people's cameras or people's, video footage from their stores or something like that. It just didn't make sense to me. And then let's think about this. The guy is on a train, right? He's between stations, and he takes out a gas mask, right? Takes out a gas mask, mind you. Put it on his face, and then set off a gas bomb, basically, so, it'd be a lot of confusion, commotion, and then he starts shooting. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but a gas mask just prevents you from inhaling it. However, his visual, his ability to see is also hampered, right? It's not like you put a gas mask on and now all of a sudden he can see clearly. No, he put the gas mask on, and he had also the same challenge of seeing with all the smoke there, right? So He's just shooting randomly. That's why I know when they say the guy's shooting here and there, he was just shooting randomly. He was just shooting. That's why he was shooting people in the kneecap and, kind of crazy, right? So I could tell right then and there that he was very unprofessional, right? There wasn't no strategy here. It was just, yes, he planned it, definitely planned it. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But was he a professional? Was this like a hit job? Was this some type of organization where he was professionally trained? Nah, definitely not. Because first of all, if he was really a professional, the first thing he would have did was first he would not waited, he would not roll the train and start shooting people between stations, right? Because that would make no sense. Because in order to do that, he would have to knowingly know that the train operator is going to go to the next station. There was no guarantee that that train operator was going to go to the next station. By the way, I do want to commend the train operator because the fact is he did decide to go to the next station. If the train operator would have got nervous, panicked, and just stayed in the middle between two stations, everybody might have got killed. So thank God that happened. But with that being said, you could tell that the guy was unprofessional, right? In addition to that, he left what? All of his stuff behind. Think about it. He left his bags behind. He left a key behind. I mean, he wasn't the brightest. This guy don't sound too bright, right? And I say all this to say that with the aerial footage, if they would just put out drones, helicopters, I'm pretty sure they would have captured this guy on video from above. They would have did it. They could have done it. But no, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Excuse me. So what do we have in front of us? Well, we have a disaster. The guy is still loose as of the 13th. April 13th, the guy's still running raggedy. Now, I just don't understand that. So, I own a company that, we working on civilian protection stuff. But even if I didn't design and work on, protection for civilians, such as vests and all that type of stuff, and protection and weaponry, I would still think that they would know that, this is, let's send this thing, this video footage, let's send the drones, let's send the helicopters, but that didn't happen. So now you got this guy on the loose, still in New York City as of today, running around, who knows where. Who's to say he won't do it again? Who's to say that this guy would not try and do it again? And now he might be a little bit more successful than he was the first time. Who's to say the guy don't just get on a train? By the way, we still wearing masks. Remember that? It's 2022. We're still wearing masks. Why? Because of Corona. Because of COVID. Corona. Because of COVID. So that means he could be on a train right now as we speak with a mask on his face and maybe plotting something else. It was a disaster. And then the commissioner, she going to act like, oh, yeah, I know, this and that. Yeah, it could have been worse. And, we out on the hunt for them. No, you failed. It was a failure. It was a failure of operation. And then if you look on the news, what did you see? A whole bunch of police, everybody around that one area. Like, why you need so many police in that one area just standing there? Just take a look at the video yourself. Look at CBS. And it was crazy. Everybody just standing around. What you needed to do was fan out. That's what you needed to do. It made no sense, people. Anyway, Four Faces. I just want to give you a different perspective of actually kind of like the details of it, of the operation, and talk about some of the other things that might not have been talked about yet. But Four Faces, we'll talk.